Unit 3, where are you from? Junior 1. Vocabulary. Cute, attractive, especially in a youthful way. What's he like? What's she like? Tell me about his or her personality and appearance. Smart, intelligent. All right, so in this unit, we talked about countries, capitals, peoples, and languages. So we're going to briefly review this section. So here we have Taiwan, capital of Taipei. People are Taiwanese, speak Chinese, Taiwanese, and other local languages. All right, we looked at Japan with Tokyo as the capital. The people and the language are both referred to as Japanese. And this is South Korea, or perhaps Republic of South Korea. The capital is Seoul. The people from there are called Korean, and the language is also called Korean. This is Canada. The capital of Canada is Ottawa, and people from Canada are called Canadians. And the main languages spoken in Canada are English and French. This is United States. The capital is Washington, D.C. People from the United States are called Americans, and the main language is English. This is the United Kingdom. The capital is London. People from there are called British, so sometimes it is called Great Britain. And English is the primary language, the more important language there. This is France. The capital of France is Paris. And the people from France are called French. And the language is also called French. All right, so this is Germany. And the capital of Germany is Berlin. The people there are German, and the language spoken is also German. This is Italy. The capital of Italy is Rome. The people from Italy are called Italians, and the language is also called Italian. This is India. The capital of India is New Delhi. The main word we would use to describe people from India is Indian. However, there are many other words that are used to talk about people from India because there are many different people groups there with their own individual names. The primary language, the main language in India is called Hindi. Although there are as many different people groups, there are many different languages also spoken there. Okay, this is Brazil, and the capital of Brazil is Brasilia, and the people from Brazil are called Brazilian, and the main language there is, or the language there is Portuguese. All right, so this is the Netherlands, also called Holland. The capital is Amsterdam, and people from the Netherlands are called the Dutch, and the language is also Dutch. All right, this is Egypt. The capital of Egypt is Cairo. The people from Egypt are Egyptian, and the main language there is Arabic. All right, now on to the lessons. All right, so in the conversation, the first one, there are just several vocabulary words to focus on, like Brazil, Brazilian, and Portuguese. Also, there was also the word Florida, which is in the southern United States. That's where, we find Disney World and other places like that. We also have Felipe. Felipe is a name, Portuguese name. In English, the name would be Philip. We have the word originally. all right, which means like, the originally where you come from the first time. We also have Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo. Both of those are cities in Brazil. All right, so this is Brazil, as we talked about after the conversation. The two red circles show you where Sao Paulo and Rio are. The yellow circle is Brasilia, which is the capital. All right, now these are some of the famous sites you will see in Brazil. You have the Amazon rainforest. You have these well-known housing areas in Rio. We also have Christ the Redeemer statue, which you will find in Rio and at the beginning of Fast and Furious 5, I think. And you also have the Brazilian flag. You have some famous people from Brazil that most of you don't know. The only one you probably know is in the top corner, and that is Neymar. And we watched videos of him flopping around on the ground like a fish, and everyone thought it was very funny. Okay, then we move on to grammar. There's grammar focus. We didn't really spend much time on this because we had covered it in the previous lesson, and that is the be verb with like I am and you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, that you are. Maybe I need to do this again. They are. And they are. We also focused on the negative as well. And here are the answers for the exercises on page 17. Now we talked about the pronunciation, and this was a little bit important because this is about how if you say the word wrong, no one understands what you're talking about. So we have 4 different patterns to follow here. The first one is China, Turkey. That's where the first syllable is emphasized more. It just sounds louder because we emphasize it more. The second one is Brazil, Japan. And so this is done because the second syllable is focused on more. The third one is when there are 3 syllables, and it's Canada, Canada, and Mexico. Mexico. The emphasis is there at the first syllable. If we look at the word Canada and we move the syllable, move the emphasis somewhere else, it sounds very strange. Like if I move it to the middle, Canada. And if I move it to the end, it's Canada. And so something like that just really, it's just wrong. So we have to learn where to put the right emphasis. The fourth one is when the emphasis is in the middle. So then it's Malaysia, Morocco. All right, so these are very important things to think about when we pronounce words. Now we move on to WH question words with the be verb. All right, so we looked at WH question words. We use what when we ask for information, and who we want to know about people, when we want to know about time, where we want to know place, location, why we want to know a reason. And we know that sometimes there is no reason other than I said so. Also we have which when you have to make a choice, like which one do you like, English conversation class or school lunch? And the answer should always be, whenever you are in my class, English conversation class is always better than school lunch. All right, also we have how. We want to know a way to do something. How many, you want to know a number. And you want to know how often something happens, like you fight with your brother or sister, make your teacher angry. How often do you finish your homework? How often do you not finish your homework? So we want to know frequency, like always, never, sometimes, rarely, but that's in a later lesson. And here are the answers for the exercises on page 20. Then we want to talk about personality and appearance. Appearance is what somebody looks like, and personality is what someone acts like. Like appearance is the outside, personality is the inside. And so there are lots of words here that we talked about. We talked about some, not all of them, but these were a few of those. And here are a few more. These words are talking about appearance only. The previous slide talked about personality. Again, this is more like a general description of people. And then on page 21, we had an exercise of a group of words. We had to put them in the right category of appearance and personality. And here are the answers on the next slide. So if you have your book, you can actually, find these words on that page and then look back at find the person in the picture. And it kind of gives you a good idea of what the person, especially with personality, especially what the personality of that person might be. And that is the end of the important part of Unit 3 that you might need for a quiz or a test later on. We did a lot of other fun things in class. There are some of the videos we watched. I will link it in the description. I'll also put them in Google Classroom so you can watch them there. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.